Money is not a problem, but money is what human beings face. Human beings face money. That's the reason why they fail. The love of money is the root of all evil. Not chasing after blessing is the root of all evil. Because when a man fears God, when a man is upright, he's actually pursuing, he's in active pursuit of the blessing of God. When God blesses you, let me tell you how the blessings of God works. Ovo, Deji, and who else is into IT? Who else into IT? Those two people have graduated up to the postgraduate level in IT. To prosper in IT, you may not need CV as much as you think. Bill Gates just has you in his video, and he just said, oh yeah, I've just been talking with Bayagban Ogeneofo and Augustine Deji the other day. These are brilliant young guys from Highland. They've learned all the tricks of IT, and they are really very brilliant. They will do well for their future. That is the only thing you need to say. The video just need to go viral. That's all. That's all you need for your IT future to be secured and for all of life. What he has done is that he didn't give you money. He gave you goodwill. People just see that they are looking for you. You didn't get what I'm saying. You didn't get what I'm saying. You didn't get what I'm saying. It is my wife and I that read a particular article at a time of a particular guy who was struggling. He was a lawyer. This is how the blessing of God works. That's why we ask people, seek God. When God looks upon you with blessing. Look at how the church is filled up, just Bible study today. And it's not because we don't have enemies that are fighting us and asking everybody not to come to our fellowship or church. There are very many. I was telling my wife today how many churches and pastors stood against me, both white and black. And they couldn't know that I could be standing till now. Because when the way of a man pleases God, he makes his enemy to be at peace with him. They won't know that by the time they are mentioning your name, people now want to find out who is that guy. They say, I've heard what you say, but let me first of all go and check. He said, no, don't check, oh, don't check. They say, leave me. And they now check, they say, but this is what they said, this is what I found. God now used them as advert agent, unpaid. I've known beyond the shadow of every doubt that when God has blessed a man with a thing, the reality of that thing will show on the earth. I was telling my wife the other day, I said, it's not everybody that is blessed with intelligence. And you don't need, especially academic intelligence, to be successful in life. But some people have it, and it's their feed. God wants them to. You don't, as I'm standing here, I'm learned. I've been in and out of more than put together, colleges, university, about 20. I was telling Golden the other day, I first of all told my wife that, do you know that in mathematics, I don't even know the difference between cube root and square root? As I'm talking to you now. Because it's not needed in my arena. I don't really need it. I've never used it for anything except when I needed to pass mathematics by force. And I knew it that time. But now, and I was very good at it because they were forcing me. And I was forcing my brain. Just like some of you forced yourself to know physics. Some of you forced yourself to know chemistry. Some of you forced yourself to know hard maths, pure maths. I forced myself to know maths. They wanted to be bringing pure maths. They said, we're going to be, you guys in the secondary school now, you're going to be doing pure maths, hard maths. I say minus me. Because the normal maths is a major problem. I was telling him, I said, this thing is not needed in life. Why are they forcing us? For some of you that you are created for, you know that is needed. Some people, they just little effort. You see brilliant result academically. But you even read more than them. And you're now wondering, what's the problem? When a man stays in an area where God has blessed him, you can't compete with him. Some people go to where they are doing voice training. Which is good. Because practice makes perfect. But some people are just naturally gifted with voice. That even if they have been drinking and eating for 10 days and they just give them a microphone and say, oh, 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 oh. People say, oh, wow, wow. It's a natural blessing. That's what blessing does. Like Hussein, who is into cooking and all of those whatever, just stand beside one Italian chef who just say, I've met with Hussein. I even tasted his food. Free advert like that. That is the end. Everybody start calling. It doesn't have enough time to answer to all the others. That's what people don't know. When we say you are under a pastor or you are with a pastor, somebody who has name, somebody who has grace, he just stands around there and says, this is my son, he's doing this. Even Jesus Christ had to be introduced by John the Baptist. Because Israel did not know Jesus. He said, there's somebody coming after me with this thing you see me doing. Somebody is coming out. I can't even untie the lace of his shoes. He says, before he's in the midst of you, I've come before him here, but he's preferred to me. They say, who is this person? And one day came, as he was pointing to Jesus, heaven opens. Even God himself spoke. That was the beginning of the ministry of Jesus. So what God does to people is he doesn't give people money. He gives them blessing. And when the blessing stays, that's why people who fight churches, they fight pastors. Where did they get money? Where did all this money come from? You can't even explain where the money is coming from. Because when the blessing of the Lord is on it, Ronaldo just crossed over from Juventus, where it was becoming a byword, where it was becoming a non-entity. Almost. Just cross over to Manchester United. In no time he has sold jersey. Manchester United jersey. Over 180 million t-shirt. 180 million. I'm counting it. That was just under 2 weeks of him moving there. So that's what God does